It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 136. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host Noelle Herzog.
Yo.
Hi, Noelle. We're here to talk about The Other Way, season 3, episode 1.
Oh boy, it's starting. It's happening.
It's what's happening? The same thing over and over and over
My
again.
nightmares. That's what's happening.
My nightmares are happening. Half of this episode is recapping in case you've never watched 90 Day Fiancé.
That's how it always is. It's very annoying.
A lot of recapping in case you totally cleared your mind of what happened in the last 2 seasons, which I'm not lucky enough to have my brain work like that.
Yeah, like my cache is still full.
I have to clear my cookies.
Yes.
My chocolate chips are full.
They're all still full.
So before we get into that,
yes,
we have a giant announcement.
What is it?
If you join the elite level on Patreon at patreon.com, you will get these podcasts a week early.
Yeah, you're going to get it today.
Okay, but also you'll get 90 Day Fiancé, Trash Talk, Teen Mom Trash Talk, and then also Catfish Trash Talk.
And all the bonus.
And all the bonus episodes. We have so many bonus episodes. There's over 200 episodes. So many people message us and they're like, we need more of you. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And it's like, you know what? We do a lot of stuff. Join the Patreon and you can have so much of us. You can have more of us than you've ever even wanted.
You could have, trust me, you don't want this much, but you could have all this stuff.
You'll have all this stuff. Also, speaking of Catfish Trash Talk, this week's episode was absolutely insane.
This week's episode is something I'm never going to forget.
I am actually traumatized in my personal life by this episode.
I can't stop thinking about it.
I can't stop thinking about it, but I also stopped thinking about it. Like I also block it out as a traumatic experience.
You have to. You can't get through it any other way.
Catfish Trash Talk episode 17, which covered Catfish season 8 episode 49, which was Diamond and Steve. We interview the people involved in the episode after we recap it.
Tracey,
it's gonna blow your mind.
But also, like, everyone is wild.
I have a feeling we haven't heard the end of it either. So if you've never watched Catfish before, this is a perfect place to just jump in. You don't have to know the backstory, nothing. It's one and done. So just watch this episode, listen to that episode of the podcast.
Right. Like, even if you don't watch Catfish, watch this.
Like, will you ever sleep again at night? Probably not, but
no. Here we are.
That's neither here nor there. All right, let's jump into The Other Way, season 3, episode 1. We meet a brand new couple,
Victor and Ellie.
Victor is 38. Ellie is 45. He's from Colombia and she's from Seattle. Right. And we get introduced to him and there is a storm hitting Colombia. It's a hurricane. And the hurricane hits and she cannot get in touch with him. And she's hysterical.
Well, here's the thing. It's terrifying. It's sad. But he's on the show. So, like, why did they show us that? Like, we know he survived. He's on the show.
Right. They didn't be like, well, he died. All right. Well, that was fun.
Next. Right. It's like, but we know he's here.
You guys got 3 minutes of screen time. Moving on.
It's so weird. Yeah.
So now we go to 1 week before.
Yes.
She owns a pizzeria.
Yes.
I see a lot of salads in this pizzeria.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like Seattle pizza.
Right. She owns it with Dylan, her business partner.
He has very nice, not white teeth.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe he was just, he was doing like a cheddar cheese thing.
Cheddar cheese for his pizza. He was testing out cheeses.
He was testing out cheeses by fastening the cheese to his teeth.
Okay, good.
Maybe he was doing that. She's dressed in some kind of sweater dress to be making these pizzas. There's a wrap at the waist.
I didn't notice. I was stuck on like her Kenny G hair. I have to tell you, like, I don't know what's happening.
I'm not sure what's happening. She's from Austin, Nevada. She lived on a farm in a log cabin. And in 1995, she moved to Seattle and she married her husband. He was when she was 28. And she said, this is a quote, "He loved me so much."
But as soon as that happened, I'm like, great, he's dead. Here we go.
He's dead. But also this is like the quotes that I would give after my husband dies.
Sure. He loved me so much.
He
I
loved
was
me
the
so-
light of his life.
I was so pretty when we got married and also now.
I just keep getting skinnier by the day in his
He,
eyes.
he loved everything about me because I'm so amazing. He said that my personality was spectacular.
Yes.
And they're
I
like,
am
right, but
award
Tracey-
winning.
Tell us more about your dead husband. It's like, he adored me.
It's so true. That's all she kept saying. It's like, okay, good.
Well, 11 months later, yada, 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 boom, dead.
She's like, I found him dead 11 months after the wedding. And first of all, that's not a very long time to be married. That's very sad.
Yeah. He overdosed on pills by accident, ? Okay, whatever.
Right. Okay, sure.
Painkillers. So 2 years ago, she goes to Colombia and she meets a guy on a motorcycle at a beach bar, which is the start of every really good love story.
But here, like, that's like the start of every hookup story, you
That's
know?
the start of every terrible idea on this show.
Yeah, but it's also like, I just feel like women
Mm-hmm.
in these countries are like, they're being scouted by these men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the truth.
But how don't these women know this?
They don't care to know that.
Okay, that makes sense.
They don't care to know it. So he made her a pina colada.
Mm.
Okay, so was he the bartender that got to the beach bar on the motorcycle?
I guess she was there before they opened.
Was he guest bartending?
Maybe he was working a volume shift. He came in at noon, doing a 12 to volume.
He was just really
He's not an opener or a closer.
He was doing in the service bar. Sorry, that was a lot of
Mhm.
inside baseball restaurant talk. So he lives on an island called Provincia.
Provencia?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's it.
Provencia.
It's an island in the Caribbean. She said it's like a mini Jamaica. So
That sounds fun.
is that not Colombia?
It's off of Colombia. It's like an
So
island
why?
off of
So he was in
Colombia.
Colombia during the hurricane,
No, I think the island got hit.
but
The
she said that he was in
hurricane.
Colombia. So is that considered Colombia? Is that like
I don't
saying we live
know.
in Queens, but then also we live in New York City?
Oh, I don't know. See, I thought he was just on the island the whole time.
He might have been, but that might be the island might be considered the country
Sure,
of Colombia.
sure.
Okay. She was getting ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "No, you can't stay. You haven't given me any money. You can't stay.
Uh-huh.
You can't leave."
Mm-hmm. That's exactly that was a quote
That
verbatim.
was a quote. You
Mhm.
cannot leave. You have not given me. You cannot leave. I
You
love
cannot
you.
leave. I love you.
Well, she stayed
Mhm.
for 2 more weeks, and then they decided
Mm-hmm.
to do a K-1 visa so that he could come to America.
Okay, but how about just like visit first?
Visit like twice.
Right. Why do you automatically have to do a K-1 visa and get married to a stranger? I don't
See,
understand.
In my, I don't know, in my like unstable thoughts,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, that's perfect. Like, I would love to do that, but here's my end game would be to never talk to them again at some point and just
Oh.
pretend that I had this boy. You know what I mean? Like, we could talk on the phone, and then like he could say he misses me, and then I'll be like, oh my God, I miss him. And then I would also call you and cry that I
Oh,
missed
that
him.
is so you.
Yeah, but then I also would not want him to come to America.
See, I don't know. I used to romanticize things like this.
That's
like Kate Hudson. She married that guy from the Black Crows after 3
Yes.
days. And I was always like, I love this. I need to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a terrible idea. They got divorced so fast. She's been divorced like 4 times now.
Right. But isn't that fun?
Yeah, but it's like,
But
oh,
I
no,
also-
that kinda
no, well,
sounds fun.
My end game, he wouldn't come to America though. I would just like be like, oh, the like Tiffany and Ronald.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He's like, what? No, I put all the paperwork in. What? I can't hear you. My mom's calling me.
oh God, Tracey, you're explaining this. I'm not even kidding you. You're so on point. This
Yeah.
is you.
Yes, I
This
would
is
enjoy
you.
that. I would like to
Yes.
have a boyfriend that thought he was my boyfriend, but I didn't think he was my boyfriend.
Yeah. Story of your life.
That's what I would really
Uh-huh.
enjoy.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I relate, just not to her end game.
No, I agree.
So on March 17th, he had his K-1 visa interview canceled because obviously that was a week after COVID hit.
Sure.
So now she's going to move to this island in a week. She's going to
They
give
decided
up.
they couldn't wait anymore.
They couldn't wait anymore. The love was too strong.
So you're gonna give up your everything, even your pizzeria?
Okay, but what does that mean?
She is giving her partner over like the reins of the pizzeria.
Okay,
She's still gonna get the money.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. She is not having him buy her out. She's not
No.
selling her share.
No, she still owns it.
She's just going to be like more of the silent partner now.
Which I understand. Listen, that's still giving up a lot. The other person could run it to the ground.
Sure. But like, I think that they've been working together for like 9 years.
That's
she kind of
true.
knows. So pleased with the I'm giving up my pizzeria.
I know. Sure
Shut
you
up.
are. Because you didn't even pack your spices in your house. So you're not giving up your house either, clearly.
Is Victor using her for money? Question mark.
I don't know.
We
I
don't
have
know.
the same question.
All right. So her friend comes over. Her kitchen is not so nice.
Okay. Why is it like that?
There are like no cabinets. Everything is like a
Yes.
shelf, but it's not like nice open shelving. It's very cluttered. The underneath of the sink has a curtain rod across it.
I didn't notice that. I was looking at the shelves, how it's just like a mishmash of things.
Yes. And she has to bring her spices. She's vacuum sealing some cinnamon so
Because
that
I don't
she
think
feels like she's home.
Colombia has spices.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
You know?
Noelle.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You're in Seattle, the land of the spice?
Yes. The land of the vanilla
You're-
is where you are.
You're moving to a Latin country?
Right. You
and
don't
you-
think there's spice.
What is everything bland?
But that's the crazy part. It's like, do you think
That's like moving
that
to
everything is
India
bland?
and Jenny
Right.
packing up her curry
curry? Right. Exactly.
and being like, yeah, I have this great McCormick blend that I would never be able to live without.
But it's funny. It's true. Because you think of like, it's not like she's moving to like England. Listen, white people are notorious for not spicing their
for
food.
not seasoning
So you think you're going to go
anything,
to a Latin country.
right? Why don't you just bring some hot sauce?
It's right. That's the thing. It's like, was that cinnamon or was that like paprika?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was weird.
She's like, yeah, I got this at Stop and Shop.
Uh-huh. Got this at Whole Foods.
They're known for their spices. Stop and Shop has the greatest spices. I got them
Mhm.
2 for $5.
McCormick. That was very funny.
So we see her first making these salads in this wrap dress.
Yes.
And now we see her living in squalor, question mark.
Right. And you own a restaurant, a successful
You
restaurant?
own a restaurant, but I hope you don't own this apartment that you live
right. I don't know. Clearly she's not giving the place up though.
in. No.
Mm-mm.
No, she needs that. She needs all those shelves.
Yes, to fall back on.
So Hiromi comes over
Yes.
and she asks Hiromi if she wants her stuffed raccoon with a wig and a hat on. What's happening here?
Okay. It's like, but she's just doing this for a reaction, right? To
Yes.
show like she's wacky.
Okay,
Cool.
this is like, do you remember? Was it Anna and Rosal? Anna had the friend that was a little person.
No.
No.
That was the woman with the pit bulls and the son hated her.
Yes.
Aladdin she was with.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I can't remember her name.
I want to say Lisa, but it's absolutely not.
I was going to
Lisa.
say Lisa too, but it's not. But yeah, she was with Aladdin and she was friends with the little person who made her a grilled cheese with like
with a jam
olive?
on it,
Jam. Yes, there were things in it.
jelly or jam or whatever. And it's like, yeah,
Yes.
we never heard about him ever again.
I know. Right. Mhm.
Was it maple
know.
syrup? Did I make that up?
No.
Laura.
okay,
Her
so-
name was Laura.
Laura. Yes. And her son like hated her.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So we get the fake stuff raccoon thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out why Hiromi doesn't want her to move to Colombia.
Okay. This is a pretty good reason.
I
though.
love, but here's the thing. It's like, I love this story. I could have told you this story myself without watching the show.
But that was like last season. There was a story just like this. I don't understand.
So 7 months ago,
Mhm.
a girl messages Ellie and says, hey, listen, Victor's my boyfriend. Victor, AKA Baba, is my boyfriend.
Mhm.
And, we really don't need you involved.
Right. I'm trying to save your feelings.
Yeah. I mean, she's probably not wrong.
I mean, that was very nice. Right. She said things like, they cook together, they're quarantined together, they have love together.
No. So she asks Victor. Baba
Yeah.
says no. Bob was like, no,
Baba says no.
I DK what she's talking about. Yo no say.
Right. Not happening.
And so now this girl, I love this girl. She's sending videos. She's sending pictures. She's like, I don't know what else you want me to send. Like, I'll send one of the locks of his hair to you. He's here. He's here. And like, this is a video of him here.
But that's why she wants to go there.
Right. Exactly. So he denied it. And then finally he's like, okay, fine. I was living with the woman, but she tricked me and trapped me.
Right. I was lost. I didn't know who I was.
I was lost in her eyes.
I know who you were. You were a scumbag. That's who you were.
Maybe he got lost in her eyes.
Maybe.
I don't know. But Noelle.
Listen, Tracey, she's setting herself up for disaster. That's all there is to it.
There are definitely spices in Colombia, but my favorite spices are from HelloFresh.
Mine too, the fry seasoning.
Their fry seasoning is ridiculous. Their
so
Italian
good.
blend. They're like everything that I make from there. It's because of the seasoning blend that I love them so much. They have all these custom seasoning blends that you just like put on chicken and you pan sear it. And then it's the best chicken you ever had. Why?
Tracey, the brown butter carrots.
Did that change your life?
I will never forget that. The carrots
and parsnips.
Yep.
Yes. There are so many things that I've made from HelloFresh that like I won't ever get out of my mind.
Agreed.
Every time I get a HelloFresh box, I learn something new, even though we're kind of like master chefs.
We're definitely master chefs, but it's fun. It's things I never thought to do.
I know. And even people that have really very limited cooking skills can make HelloFresh meals.
Yes, absolutely.
HelloFresh is so much fun. They cut out the stressful meal planning and grocery store trips with less prep, less effort, and minimal cleanup. So you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, Noelle.
I wonder why.
Because it is the best.
It is.
It's also 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store and 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal without sacrificing the quality.
Okay, I believe that.
Go to HelloFresh.com/90day14 and use code 90day14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. So that's HelloFresh.com/90day14 and use code 90day14. Definitely do this. If you guys forget what any of these coupon codes are, go over to the show notes and you'll get them. Also, if you get HelloFresh and you make some meals, let us know what you pick. Post some pictures in the group. You can go over to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk on Facebook. Post the pictures. We want to see what you made. We also post pictures of what we make as well.
Hell yeah.
All right. So speaking of spicy, let's talk about Corey and Evelyn.
No.
Okay. So we open up the scene. He's putting oil on her butt. This is paradise. They're surfing.
But why did they do this? Come on.
Because they're promoting their OnlyFans.
I have such a hard on, not in a good way, for Corey.
Really?
I don't like him.
Oh yeah. I don't like him either. There's something not right about him.
Okay. First of all, there's something just off about him.
He plays dumb.
I don't trust him. I don't think he's trustworthy. I will never forget this. I just want to reiterate this to the podcast.
Go ahead.
His dad died.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Uh-huh.
People ask questions. Corey, how can we make you feel better? Is there something we can do? You can sign up for my cameos. That's what we could do to make you feel better. We can all give you $20 and sign up for cameos because your dad's dead. Fuck you. That makes me so angry. I said it. I'm going to get in so much trouble. I said it. It made me, I was thinking about that. It was like,
that was on Instagram Live.
Yeah, it was on, it was on Instagram, not a live, but
like
know, when
a
people
question.
ask questions. Yeah.
It was a Q&A.
I will never forget that. It's like, people wanted to genuinely like, could we do something for you, your family,
right.
I guess. And
like, can we donate to a fund?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do cameos. I hate you.
Okay. And he's like, hey, girls and boys.
He is a snake.
Happy birthday, Susan.
Gross.
My dad's dead, Susan. But
Susan.
You know what? Thanks for this $15. It really changed my life.
Right. Exactly. Ugh, I don't like him. Evelyn at least is honest about being mean.
She's mean. So they're living in Ecuador and their relationship has been a roller coaster. So now we go into the recap.
Yes.
So they took a break, aka they break up. This is the Ross and Rachel situation.
This is exactly what it is.
She's like, we were on a break. He's like, we were broken up. You broke up with me. She's like, we were on a break. He's like, broken up, broken.
She looks for any reason because she doesn't want to be with him.
Yeah. So he went to Peru and he met
Right.
someone.
Right.
But,
Very cute girl, by the way, that he met.
right. But then when the pandemic hit, he went back to Evelyn.
But then got stuck there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or went there to get stuck with her.
Yes.
So now they're opening the beach bar again. And he's about to tell her a secret about Jenny in Peru.
Right.
Okay.
What is it?
Oh, you have a deep, dark secret?
Oh, what because he said, what he definitely had sex with Jenny. That's
he said that he didn't. He couldn't. He wanted to. He wanted to.
His parts didn't work.
Yeah.
I bet his parts worked.
Also, the greatest part about this scene was that I found out that in Ecuador, they have the same garbage trucks that we have here in New York City.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Oh,
do you
really?
think that New York City, do you think like the DSMY, the Department of Sanitation, New York, has like a garage in Ecuador?
Yeah, the Q45.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
is it?
Uh-huh.
It's probably E21.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah,
Ecuador.
it can't be Q. So it's probably,
No,
E25.
They don't go
or
from
something.
Queens to Ecuador.
That's true. It's not a direct route.
No. So now they're going to be planning a wedding. So that's the happy story on that.
Like, how did this happen? Okay.
So she's going to tell her family, and her mom is cooking.
Mhm.
And then we meet her brother Royer, which makes me LOL.
Yes, always.
If you guys listen to Teen Mom Trash Talk, you know that Leah's sister got impregnated by a man named Royer
Yes.
in Costa Rica.
Yes.
And MTV thought his name was Royer instead of the
Roger.
Spanish version of
Yeah.
Roger. So
Very
now we
funny.
call our friend and our listener Roger. He's just Royer now.
Hi, Royer.
Hi, Royer. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
And he's like, well, our friendship just ended again.
Yep.
So now we meet Leslie, her sister. Leslie is bitter and unhappy.
Leslie's just not very nice.
Not very nice. Also, so they're eating what? Rice, plantains, and what else? They're not focusing on the food plates, and I can't see what they're eating.
I assumed chicken.
Okay, well, it's upsetting that we're pushed to assume.
Also, she's only getting married because Corey wants to get married. She's like, I'm doing this for him. I love him, but it doesn't fulfill my life. What?
That's the magic words that I've always wanted to hear.
Yeah, no, that's really romantic.
I'll do this if you want me to, but I don't want to.
But like, if I really have to.
Mhm. They're so happy together now.
Yeah, they seem great.
She looks just like her dad.
She does look like her dad. I don't know. I don't hate her just because she's upfront with her meanness.
So they tell the family they're getting married, and Leslie is such a hater. She goes, "Are you pregnant?"
Right. Why else would you get married?
Right. But also, no, the family doesn't know about Jenny.
Right. Which good. I wouldn't tell them either. You know,
No, I wouldn't tell them either.
No,
but they're going to see on they watch the show.
Yeah, that's true.
The television, guys. Like, I'm watching Love After Lockup right now, right?
Uh-huh.
And this guy like has another relationship, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm just not going to tell her. She's
But
it's
it's going to be on the show.
She's going to watch the show."
Right.
Okay. Well, I think that so she doesn't want to get divorced either. So Evelyn's like, I have to like really mean it because divorce
Yes.
isn't an option.
Okay.
They're going to have a lot of relationship trouble. I could tell you already, and BetterHelp Online Counseling is absolutely the perfect solution for this. You know why?
Why?
Because it's worldwide.
That's true. You could do it from anywhere.
You could do it from anywhere. BetterHelp is available for clients worldwide, and you could do it from text. You could do a video chat. You could do a phone call. This is licensed professional counselors. They're specialized in so many things, including relationships, anger, family conflicts. They're going to have all of these things.
Perfect.
It really is going to be perfect for Corey and Evelyn. They're both going to need to talk to someone. And I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/fiance. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance. And speaking of fiancés,
Yeah.
let's talk about Ariella and Binyam.
Oh, Ariella.
He is dressed in garb like she was born in Ethiopia.
I don't. It's like sometimes I feel like she's so happy to be there, and other times I feel like she hates it there. I can't figure it out.
So they show her dressed in garb.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like the people that live there are wearing like jeans and a
Right.
t-shirt.
Nobody else is dressed like her.
And there's a guy walking a goat to go kill it, I guess.
Uh-huh.
That's fun. That was a fun little thing. Binyam is in the yard
Mhm.
lifting weights that looks like they look like prop weights. They look like they're made of styrofoam.
Maybe they were.
I think they were. So they hired Mimi, the nanny,
Right.
and they moved into a 3-bedroom house, and they pay the babysitter $200 a month to live in with them.
Yes, which is
Okay.
unbelievable.
Noelle.
Uh-huh.
We were led to believe
Yeah.
in Ethiopia, you can't have a refrigerator, a kitchen, walls,
That's
floors.
just the norm of
That's
life.
just the status quo.
Yes.
And now we're in a 3-bedroom house with a very nice kitchen
And a nanny.
and a nanny. But before we had a rock as a refrigerator.
I know. So also before she was 9 months pregnant, her mom couldn't have been like, we'll pay for you to get a place then. Because her parents,
They had to live in a
now.
hotel. Remember? They lived in like
Right.
that like extended
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah. It's weird.
And then he had like all those apartments that he was like going to pretend to
uh-huh.
to
renovate.
fix up.
Uh-huh.
within a day or two.
Yeah. Really weird.
Very, very weird. So her parents support them. I'm shocked, but also it's probably not that much money.
No, it's probably nothing, but we all knew this was going to happen.
Yes. So they're 5 months in of COVID, and the nanny's cooking, and she's making like a dish from Ethiopia. It's some kind of
Yes.
flatbread
Mhm.
on this flatbread machine that they have in their kitchen because they have a gourmet kitchen.
It looks amazing. That's kind of like what they make crepes on.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think this is the flatbread that they take with the Ethiopian restaurant that you like take all
That
the
you
mush
dip
with.
all the food with.
Yes.
Yum.
Seriously. Now, Mimi has a Tracey moment.
What'd she say?
Avi says to her, Ariella, I'm sorry, I don't know why I put Avi. Ariella says to her, "You're my best friend."
Yeah.
And she goes, "I know." This is like me and you.
But I like that Ariella tells her that though.
Yeah, but it was just so funny how she had like no emotional. She's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm like the best."
I know when I say to Tracey, like when I'm like, because you were with me all day on Sunday, because I was very
Yes.
nervous. And I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, thank you so much. You're like, duh. Like it was never like, oh, I love you, blah, blah, blah. You're
No.
like,
Yeah, I'm the best.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, Noelle, why wouldn't I be there? It's like, but just tell me you love me. Today I
Mm-mm.
sent you memes. Pay attention to me.
Yeah, I know. You're obsessed with me. I get it. Binyam stays out with his friends all night at the club, but he can't work.
Okay. What's happening?
So
But he
she's
can't work.
she's basically raising the baby with the nanny.
Yeah. Which is kind of ideal though,
I
in
like
some ways.
Nanny.
Yeah, me too. She's so nice.
She's very nice. Her ex-husband is going to come stay with them. He's going to come visit
Leandro.
because he wants to see the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
And Binyam is he's jealous because he had problems with his ex, and his ex-wife left him for her ex.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So now they video call together, her and her ex. And she goes, "Oh, I almost called you babe. I'm just so used to calling you babe."
Okay, but here's the thing, right? She never brought up Leandro before.
She did in the first episode when we heard.
Oh no, we knew who he was.
Right.
But she never said they were best friends.
Mm-mm.
This is because she was lonely where she's
Yeah.
living. And
Yeah.
it's like, you call an ex. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
So
They
he's
were never best friends.
No. He's quarantining in a hotel. They were married for 10 years, but they were only together for like 7. And he's going to
Because
get.
she wanted to travel and he wanted to be a doctor. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, I mean, that's literally probably what
Yeah.
happened.
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually in school to be a doctor," and she's like, "Oh, LOL, I want to go.
I wanna go
I want to
away.
go to spring break.
Yeah. Like what?
I want to go to
Mhm.
Miami for spring break. Sorry." So in the confessional,
Mhm.
we see the transformation starting. So there's one confessional where she looks totally regular,
Yes.
and then she starts overlining her lips.
It's happening.
She didn't get fillers yet. This is just where the
Yes.
overlining starts.
Also, her hair is fried.
Yes.
In the
And I'm like, "Oh
confessional.
no, we're
Mhm.
going somewhere." So now Binyam is making the bed for his house guest, Leandro.
He's a nice guy.
He is nice. He's not happy. And she's like, "I think he's coming here because I talk so bad about you all the time. And I
that's what
cry
I
and I call him when we
mean.
fight."
right. And he wants to make sure you treat me nicely.
Yeah, he's going to come here and threaten you.
So what if Binyam's ex was coming to town and was going to stay in their guest room?
and was going to come there to
she
fight.
wanted to check out how Ariella was treating him.
Because he calls her all the time crying.
But that's what I mean. It's such a double-edged sword. It's such
Terrible.
BS. Mm-hmm.
She said that she really loves him only as a friend, though. And he's like, well, this is Ethiopia. Even our enemies are welcome.
Yeah, which was very nice of him.
Yeah. So he said that he's scared that she'll leave him for her ex, just like his ex-wife did.
So why can't he go to America? Like they never said, right? Why he couldn't go to America.
It's just, I think it's just like, the countries and they're waiting.
Yeah.
So the baby is dressed like Tigger.
Very cute.
But why?
I don't know. Why not?
I think it's hot out.
No, but she was in a sweater a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So his sisters come over and she's like, I have to tell you guys such good news. And they're like, oh, are you pregnant again? She's like, no, my ex-husband's going to come here.
And then his sister's like, I heard about you in New Jersey.
Okay. But also his sisters are so cute.
Okay. They're very cute, but I don't think that they're very nice to her. I don't think Ariella is nice, but I don't think his sisters are nice to her either.
I like them. I don't care.
I think they're very cute, as in good looking.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Why would you have the sisters over to tell them about your ex-husband and be so pumped about it?
Because she doesn't think it's a big deal, I guess.
She's very weird.
Yeah.
So Binyam's like, well, I have no choice if he comes here or not.
Right. Which he kind of doesn't.
His sister said something so funny.
That's white people shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, it is.
I was dying. So yes. So then as you were saying, she's like, yeah, I heard about what happened in New Jersey.
Right. And it's like, but here's the thing. What's the backstory? Who told you?
She told her. She told her.
Oh yeah. She told the other sister.
Right.
That's
she's like, yeah, we stayed alone in a house. She was 4 or 5 months pregnant.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, well, I told her in confidence. And she's like, if you see us, we're more like brother and sister. Gross.
Okay. But also you can't tell your man's sibling like secrets like that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. That's weird.
And that's why I'm like, you know what? They're not even being mean. That's her fault.
Oh no, I know. But I just think in general, they kind of aren't the nicest to her.
Yeah. I don't know. Noelle, I want you to shut off your ears so that I could talk about Jenny and Sumi.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to talk about them, but it's like, here we are.
He got her flowers for her 63rd birthday and she's there living, and this is her quote, her best life.
She's also living with lipstick on, pretend sleeping.
I like that. Now, he had to use the name Michael Jones when he was working for this telemarketing company.
Yeah.
Because they had to use American sounding names. And then he also didn't think that Jenny would like that he was Indian. So he sent her pictures of a male model that wasn't Indian. Okay. Noelle.
Yes.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Listen to Sumi's voice.
Do
you know he's Indian?
No. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's how I know.
But
you don't
that's
have to send me a picture.
You don't have to send me a picture. But also, like, how do you know she won't like you? You know?
Okay, but you didn't think that she knew you were Indian? Like, would you tell her you were in Oklahoma?
Sumi he is not the smartest.
And then she says, she's not the smartest. She said, quote, I was upset at first.
But then she liked Sumi better.
Okay, sure. Sure, Jan.
I know, but here, they have a twisted relationship.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So 2013 was the first time that she went to India. And now it's 2020, I guess, in this.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So they're going to go to an astrologer. This is his childhood astrologer.
So I like it.
And this astrologer years ago predicted that there was going to be a problem with Sumi. Yeah. You meet him and you know there's a problem.
Yes. You know, even as a child, you knew there was a problem.
He told them, don't force marriage. So Jenny's explaining she's on a 10-year tourist visa and she has to leave the country every 6 months. And he's like, yeah, let's let God decide what's good for you.
And then she's like, basically, like, I don't care what God says.
Right. Because the government says,
yes, that I have to
get married.
Right.
So she said that she needs to marry him.
Also, she wants to marry him.
Yeah. But now we see a scene from the street. This is B-roll footage. Someone is juicing something on the street.
Tracey, it looked like a corn husk.
It looked like that's what I thought, that they were recycling corn husks.
Me too.
What are we juicing? If anyone knows what we're juicing.
And then they're drinking it.
If anyone knows what we're juicing.
Yes.
Go over to the Facebook group. Tell us. Don't DM us.
Don't DM us. Don't get mad at us. Just tell us. What are they juicing?
Thank you. Okay. So now she gets an email that her visa extension is closed. She's
Right.
overstayed already for 120 days.
Right.
Also, Sumit still wearing his COVID necklace.
Oh, I know.
So he's like, well, I think that instead of you going back to America, you and I will go to Nepal for a few months because their borders are open. So they call the
Right.
travel agent and he's like, oh yeah, no, that's not true at all. He's like, I don't know where you were.
I don't have a passport.
He's like, oh, okay. Well, here's the problem. My friend needs to, my girlfriend. It's like, what are you doing?
My
Michael
mom.
Jones? Yeah.
Michael
my
Jones.
mom, girl, Jenny needs to.
But
So
okay,
then-
where do you think you're going without a passport? Where?
Bali. He thinks he's going to, he's like, Bali, maybe.
So crazy.
So he's like, oh, I lost my passport. And then he says, my in-laws took it. So you didn't lose it. You lost it in the divorce.
You lost it to your in-laws. Yes.
So she's very mad that she has to go home and she wants to get married. She said that she has no home to even go home to. And she said that she won't come back and she's screaming at him.
Here's the thing. I like that she's big mad, but I'm also tired of her bullshit.
She's
You
lying.
have children you can go back to. Don't say like you have nothing. You have children, you have a pension.
She has
can
to
go
go
back.
sleep on her daughter's couch.
Whatever. Her daughter's so nice. She does like the nicest nails too.
Blended
I-
Boo on Instagram.
I
Go.
love it.
Go
Yeah.
check it out. All right. Now we meet another couple that no one's going to like.
But it's like, why? They do this. Why?
Okay. Also, I don't know this girl's name.
Alina.
Okay, thank you. So
Mhm.
Steven is 25. He's from Salt Lake City and he's a Mormon. He has a lion's mane of a hair. He is also, as they say, terrifying to look at.
He's very annoying to watch. It's like,
Very.
why are you acting like this?
So he says that he's a jack of all trades. Now,
what are
if-
these trades?
if by trades you mean unpaid scam sales jobs,
yes.
then you are 100% a jack of all trades.
Door-to-door pest salesman.
Yeah,
or
okay.
Pest preventative
Or a-
salesman or whatever.
Or a
Yeah,
telemarketer. I think he
Right.
used to work with Michael Jones.
probably.
So now we meet Julie and his stepdad, Bob. Bob is a pastor and Bob's tie and outfit, and he doesn't open his eyes. Everything about Bob is making me giggle,
But they're doing a service in the yard.
but it's just them.
I love it. That's what made me laugh, that it was just them.
Because I thought that maybe he was streaming it on Zoom.
Me too.
He was not.
No, it was just that. That's
He
what
wa-
made me laugh.
He was streaming it to Steven,
Uh-huh.
from his mouth to Steven's ears. That's the only thing he was streaming.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that Steven says is Steven's like, I live with my family in the basement. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you live in your family's basement or do you live in a basement with your whole family?
I think he lives in his family's house. in the
That's not what he said
basement.
though.
No, I know, but he's out to lunch. This guy, he's not.
Yes. He's out to lunch in Eastern Europe where he
Yes.
went on a mission and learned Russian.
Also, I wish I spoke Russian.
You can go on a mission.
Oh, okay. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
He's going on a mission.
So he met, what was her name? Alina?
Alina, and she's 20.
Okay. She met her on the language exchange site, which is again another place that you can meet people because a lot of people on the show meet people like that.
That's where Chanel and Pedro met, right?
No,
Yeah.
I think they met through friends. That's where Courtney and that guy in Spain met. I don't know if you watched that.
I didn't watch that, but Chanel and Pedro, it was through friends, but it was still some kind
It
of
was
like,
for
Yes.
language exchange.
Yeah.
Okay. So now she's a 20-year-old. They talk every day, but she's also afraid of Mormons because, quote from Steven, in Russia, they see us as a cult.
in America too.
In America, in Colombia,
Yeah.
Canada, Mexico,
Yeah. Mexico,
Venezuela, Italy,
Ecuador,
Ireland,
Mhm. Mhm. Germany.
England,
Yeah.
Australia,
Japan.
China,
Probably
um,
New Zealand,
Thailand,
Iceland,
Greenland.
Antarctica.
These are just some of the places. Chile,
Ooh, I like Chile.
Uruguay,
Paraguay,
Argentina, Peru.
Peru. Peru's a good one, Tracey.
These are all countries
Mhm.
that see the Mormons as a cult. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because the world sees very clearly.
Yeah.
It's also because you're a cult.
Yeah. It's also because it is a cult.
Okay. And no offense to any devout Mormons that listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
You're probably just sitting, listening to the podcast. So
also, Alina, very photogenic.
Which means that she's ugly in real life, but looks
She
pretty
is.
in pictures.
When you see her like in the airport, it's like, meh, but you see her in the pictures, and you're like,
Right.
oh, she's so pretty.
She doesn't want to meet him at first because she doesn't want him to sell her organs. And the producer says, quote, "Do Russians have really good organs?" And he laughs like a psycho.
Yeah, there's something very wrong with him.
And he met her and he was like, my mom could come. Your mom could come. Did his mom come?
I don't think so. They just said like, I think her mom came.
Yeah, but he said that he invited his mom too. And then we
Maybe
didn't get
she
the outcome.
didn't want to go.
She was like, oh, no, thank you. I
I'm
don't need
Mormoning.
you. So he said, he was like, I don't know why she wants her mom to come. I could kidnap 2 of them just as easily.
Uh-huh.
So kidnapping 2 people is as easy as kidnapping 1.
Who knew?
Steven, you're a telemarketer that's unemployed and now you're a master kidnapper.
You're living in your parents in a basement with your parents and
You're
family.
a double female Russian kidnapper expert.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he meant by jack of all trades.
Oh, okay.
Now we see these pictures of them when they first met. He has short hair and he looks way better, just like in general.
Okay, but he looks like
He looks
normal.
regular.
Yeah, he looks
He
like
looks
a regular
regular.
guy. Mhm.
They've been together for a year and the pandemic obviously changed everything because the border's closed. So what they're going to do is they're both going to move to Turkey and get married. He leaves in a week and then they're going to try to get into Russia on a spousal visa.
That's why. But also, again, why will she not come to the U.S.? They don't say.
They don't say. Now,
Mhm.
his brothers come for Sunday dinner
Yes, they do.
because they left the church for, quote, personal reasons because the church is a cult.
Yeah, that's why.
Because they left
MLM.
It's the MLM of religions.
Yes, it is.
The church of he's like Mormons is just a nickname. We're part of the Church of Jesus Christ
Young
of
Living.
Latter-day Saints. We're part of the Church of LuLaRoe.
I was just gonna say that.
We're actually the Amway Church.
Yes, you are the Amway Church.
Now they show a scene where he has to fart and he leaves the table. He announces it. He waves the fart away.
It's like he needs some weird attention. I don't know.
I know. And while this is happening, Bob's tie is just killing me.
Yeah, Bob's tie is killing him.
He's going to be 90 days in Turkey and then they are going to try to move to Russia. And spoiler alert, he wants her to convert.
Okay, but she doesn't know this.
She doesn't know it. She also thinks he's I also like that. Like, if you really want to come to America, like, and you think this guy might rob your kidneys,
You would just find another guy.
you could just find a non-kidney robber.
Yeah, they exist.
I mean, this is what I mean by even the good ones aren't great.
No, you're right about that though.
She's like, listen, I know my boyfriend, like, you know, steals kidneys and stuff, but like, what are you going to do? Men.
Here we are.
I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I didn't forget anything, right, Noelle?
No, you didn't forget anything. I just looked at my notes.
I love that for you.
Okay, I love this for us.
I do love this for us. Make sure you follow the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Noelle is doing a bang up job giving us all the latest gossip. Keep in touch with that. Go over to the Facebook group. And more importantly, patreon.com/trash talk podcast is where you're going to find everything you've ever wanted to know. Also, follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter and Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to do it.
Okay.
We will see you next week.
I will be there.
Thank you so much for coming, Noelle.
Please drive up.
You too.